Archives of Prasar Bharati presents the timeless treasure of golden era.
The fretted screens of a revered tomb, a beautiful barrier between the eyes and reality. For many visitors, the perfection of the Taj is such a screen. It stands between them and Agra. For the Taj is not Agra. It is only the focal point of one of India's major cultural streams, a stream that continues to enrich the heritage of mankind. We took a break to look beyond the Taj Mahal of Agra in the northern state of Uttar Pradesh.
It all began here beside Agra's Yamuna river. In 1526, Muhammad Zahiruddin Babur, poet, scholar and general, laid out this garden, the first of the Mughal gardens. He was also the founder of the Mughal Empire. When he died, 4 years later, his body rested here before being carried back to his beloved Fargana.
Gardens, however, are not as important as forts for the security of an empire. Babur's greatest successor, his grandson Akbar, started building Agra's Red Fort in 1565. He had it built of red sandstone quarried in Sikri, 37 kilometers away. Typically, the Jahangir Mahal, constructed in Akbar's time, shows none of the Persian influences favored by later emperors. Akbar's greatest architectural triumph, however, stands outside Agra.
A Muslim mystic named Sheikh Salim Chishti prophesied that the emperor would have a son. When the son was born, Akbar, in gratitude, named him Salim. He then built a new capital for his empire near the mystic's hermitage in Sikri. He called it Fatehbad. In time, Fatehbad and Sikri became Fatehpur Sikri.
Among the many unique buildings in this capital of a 16th century empire is the Diwani Khas, the hall of private audience. The emperor, we were told, used to sit on top of this column. On the four spokes sat his four ministers, advising him by argument and counter-argument. Akbar particularly liked to learn as much as he could about the more important religions of the world. Out of these discussions was born the integrating religion created by Akbar, Din-e-Ilahi, or the divine faith.
The emperor, apparently, was also fond of playing pachisi, a board game, with slave girls as suitably dressed pieces.
We do, however, find it difficult to believe that the great Mughal had a building made so that he could play blind man's bluff. When we wound our way through its maze of passages, however, we could see how this story originated. This was, probably, the imperial treasury.
5-storied and pillared Taj Mahal was probably patterned after a Buddhist monastery or vihara. It was designed for the emperor, the ladies of the harem, and their children to enjoy the cool breeze of evening and the silvered serenity of moonlit nights.
Here, in the Diwani Arm or Hall of Public Audience, Akbar heard the petitions of his people and administered justice. He also watched sports and entertainment in the court in front of the building. His ladies sat demurely behind the screen. They were able to see everything without being seen.
Akbar's best-known queen was a Hindu from Rajasthan. Her name was Jodhabai. Though this elaborate building is called Jodhabai's Palace, this is a misnomer according to the Archaeological Survey of India. It housed, apparently, the harem of Akbar. Its design has led architects to believe that it was constructed by artisans from Gujarat. From here, the royal ladies walked through a screened passage to the 3rd floor of the Taj Mahal. The blue tiles look particularly Chinese, recalling the close trading relations between India and China.
More authentically associated with Jodhabai, in all likelihood, is the house of Miriam or the Golden House. Miriam was not, as some people believe, Akbar's Christian wife. There is a strong possibility that, after Jodhabai gave Akbar his first son, he conferred on her the title of Mary of the Age, Miriam-uz-Zamani. In this building too, the murals and carvings are strongly Hindu. Jodhabai was apparently a very devout person.
At the heart of Fatehpur Sikri is the tomb of the man responsible for Akbar building his capital here. This is the Dargah of Sheikh Salim Chishti, a center of great reverence to this day. Petitioners still tie red threads to the grills of the tomb in the belief that their prayers will be answered.
Dominating Fatehpur Sikri is the enormous Buland Darwaza, the lofty gate. It is the southern gate of the Jami Mosque, but it is more than just a gate. It has a number of halls and other rooms and was built to commemorate one of Akbar's great victories. That was an age much like ours, an age of wars. In 1585, Akbar moved to Lahore to face an invasion. When he left, Fatehpur Sikri began to decline. Eventually, it was abandoned.
We drove to Akbar's tomb at Sikandra, 7.5 kilometers from Agra. The main gateway is rich with inlay, much like the design in a Persian carpet. The main building, interestingly, resembles the Taj Mahal in Fatehpur Sikri. Here too are a graceful intermingling of Hindu and Islamic motifs, typical of this far-sighted monarch. The traditions of that age required false tombs to be built for public viewing. The real tombs lie in crypts below such false ones.
Akbar's utopian vision of peace and harmony is captured in the deer park in the gardens of his tomb.
Akbar's son Salim, who took the royal name of Jahangir, was not a great builder. He did, however, make a few additions to Sikandra, like his Sheesh Mahal or Kanch Mahal. Its blue ceramic tiles and balconies make it quite a gem.
But the Sheesh Mahal pales into insignificance when compared with this beautiful monument. This is the Itmad Udawla, built by Jahangir's wife, Noor Jahan, as a monument to her father. It is exquisite. Itmad Udala looks like a jewel box. Inlay, fretted screens and white marble give it a delicacy unmatched by any other tomb, including the Taj. The term Itmad Udawla means Lord Treasurer, a title conferred on Mirza Ghiyasuddin Beg by his son-in-law Jahangir. Beg was the son of a Persian nobleman from Tehran, and his mausoleum, constructed between 1622 and 1628, is a transition between the architecture of Akbar and that of Shah Jahan.
Even the powerful Empress Noor Jahan could not equal the combined talents of Shah Jahan and his greatly beloved wife Mumtaz Mahal. Together, they had an enormous influence on Mughal art and architecture.
The Chini Karoza, or Chinese tomb, was built in their time. Poet Afzal Khan Alami, buried here, was Shah Jahan's prime minister. In keeping with the emperor and empress's tastes, it shows the flowing lines of Persian architecture. The blue tiles, which gave it its name, are often associated with China. In fact, they probably came from Persia.
Shah Jahan pulled down many of the buildings in the Red Fort, made in the integrating style of Akbar, and reconstructed them to suit his own preferences. Thus, within the massive, no-nonsense walls and gates erected by Akbar, rise white marble buildings of such grace as to seem almost feminine by comparison. Sadly, Shah Jahan spent his last days here. He was held prisoner by his son Aurangzeb. He died gazing at the tomb he had built with so much devotion for his beautiful wife.
But the cultural stream that Shah Jahan and Mumtaz Mahal had inspired lives on. It continues to attract visitors from all over India and the world. One visitor never left. Russell Colvin, governor of the northwestern provinces, was buried here in 1857. That was the year of the great uprising against the East India Company.
Agra is well connected by rail to the rest of India and also by air. It is served by buses and coaches and is 200 road kilometers from Delhi. Agra offers a wide range of accommodation. This suite in a top-of-the-market hotel, priced at 16,000 rupees a night, has a view of the Taj and is favored by the great Mughals of our modern world. At the budget end of the spectrum are rooms such as this for 800 rupees and even less. In between is this government-run hotel with rooms offered at 1,850 rupees double.
Next to the swimming pool in this government-owned hotel, we asked visitors Jerry and Penelope Toribio what they expected to find in Agra, apart from the Taj.
Well, I expect to see a monument to military engineering, some prevention, some defense against attacking hordes. That's about what I expect.
I believe in intuition. So I believe if I go and there's something I'm supposed to learn, someone will come up and teach me. That's what I believe.
Penelope, a theatre person, found just the right finale for her puppet play on the epic Ramayana. And a total stranger did come forward and suggested to her, just as she had believed would happen.
In Agra, the past continues to reach out to the present. This village grew to house the 20,000 workers who labored for 17 years to build the Taj. It is still called Taj Ganj, the Taj settlement. The people who live in it claim to be descendants of the original workers who relocated here between 1632 and 1648. In these narrow streets live artisans who still work using many of the methods and equipment brought in by their forefathers many centuries ago. The skills associated with inlaying stone in stone are very much a part of the Mughal heritage. Embroidered purses, many with gold and silver zari work, are popular accessories for evening wear. Handcrafted leather shoes have also grown into a thriving cottage-based industry, drawing on hereditary skills hundreds of years old. Most of these traditional arts have been adapted to the markets of today, and most of the products of such craftsmen are exported.
It is in the sandstone-paved streets of Old Agra, however, that the complex kaleidoscope of the heritage of this historic town is revealed. A holy bull is led through the streets. A pickle vendor sells his spicy products. A halwai offers the famous petha of Agra, juicy, crystallized pumpkin. Through an open door, a legendary winged horse with a human face looks out with an enigmatic smile.
Its ornaments reflect a bejeweled cap once worn by the aristocracy. The great Kohinoor diamond was once part of Agra's Mughal heritage, and this tradition has been preserved by the jewelers of this city. Skills that once created ornaments for the begums of the Mughal court now fashion glittering treasures for the rich and famous.
there is even another Taj in the making. In Swami Bagh, the foundation of a mausoleum was laid in 1904. It draws from the best traditions of religious architecture from across the globe. When completed, it will house the ashes of revered religious leader Swami Maharaj. Traditional families of artisans have been working, using their time-tested techniques to create a monument which Shah Jahan would be proud of. Clearly, the skills that created the Taj are still part of the living heritage of India.
In the crowded heart of old Agra is the establishment of nationally honored artist, master craftsman Shamsuddin. His art grew out of the embroidered lapels of the robes of Mughal princes and noblemen. Today, it has become a resplendent art form in its own right. This was the last work embroidered by Shamsuddin. He worked on it for 17 years. Then he went blind.
But, like his Moses gazing into the burning bush, though his sight has gone, Shamsuddin's vision remains unsullied. Now we too must follow our own beckoning vision. We leave the immortal Taj to take a break in the ancient lands of southern India.